the needs have changed.
The needs have changed.
Yeah, because right now Camel sasa naweza ati nimeitwa job kasa hii nikikuja hapa nimekamnangamia.
Right. But there are people who still use this camel like in North Africa and Arab countries.
Yeah, but
not in Kenya.
The nini ya ngamia ilikuwa camels and whatever. Ilikuwanga ni the meaning was the blessing was prosperity.
Yes.
So si ati ni kangamia ati ni ngamia. So there are things zenye unafaa kufanya ndio usishikwe na hiyo curse. Na Christianity does not exempt you from spirituality because these things are spiritual. Direda kuendelea muno. Reke tuigwe. If you have any comment you just put it down there.
You can post it.
Yeah, but maybe curses they find expression in our lives wakati umeanza kuwa ignorant. Ndio sasa ione kama utaweza kufight or not. So ikianza kutokeza kichwa hivi, anza sawa kujua familia history yenyu.
Sit down with your uncles, your grandfathers, even your father and your mother. Ask them what happened, what did this person do, what did that person do. Trust me, God will somehow give a word of knowledge to your pastor or something. And if you really seek to know the truth, you find it.
Yeah.
And remember, life is spiritual, so don't assume anything. Don't assume, even if it happens once or twice. Don't assume.
Yes, the fact that maybe your parents had cancer and maybe they lost their lives because these are things zenye ziko hapa. It does not mean that you are going to get it. So if you remain ignorant, it might get you, but disconnect yourself even before you see expressions of that and thing. Usingoje hadi wakati saa sijui nini alafu tena unajua devil yani his fuel is fear. Wakati tu umeingiza fear hivi utatandikwa vismart kabisa. Na hata safari zingine tunapitia as young people zimekuwa extended from our families, our bloodline. So tunakuta venye tu budako alikuwa na struggle akiwa youngster, bado wewe una struggle hivyo. Ukianza uenda tu ufanye research utakuta hivyo. Unless you have disconnected.
Now we go to the next question. Do you think that how a curse took place or a blessing took place back then, in another generation, it will come in another nature? Have you got it?
Repeat.
Like
we are Kenyans. English is not our first language.
Now kama unaona kama, let's say, no, I'll give an example with a curse. Back then it was you learned, after some time it will be abandoned. To come to the next generation, it won't be your land will be abandoned, but there will be another form of curse in another nature.
Maybe. Please. So I think in terms of curses and blessings, the way they find expression is it must not be inaweza kosa kuwa that specific thing, but kuna zile specific kama some diseases ni specific. So inafuata to the letter.
Lakini sasa swali ni back then they didn't know cancer. Now they are suffering from a generational curse of cancer.
Yes, it's just because it has a name right now.
Yes.
You see, the food that we eat zimechange venye hata we respond to nature and pain and stuff like that. So now even the medical whatever, the medical ways that we use to cure stuff and stuff like that. So ujue mse akiwa na cancer kitambo yeye alikuwa na enjoy hiyo pain. Na maybe anakula hizo herbs nini, but hiyo disease itaenda kumaliza. Ni venye sasa hatukuwa tunajua ni cancer. I think bado ilikuwa ni venye maybe imefind sasa sasa ni venye it has a name.
Yes. Diseases are spiritual, just like sin. Unaona sin. I don't know why people think that there are lighter sins and heavy sins. No, there are only different ways of expressions of sin. Sin is the same. Disobedience. Are we together? The same way a curse, it will express itself through where it finds a weakness.
Yeah.
You might be strong this way, you might be keeping a diet and all that and all that and all that. So it might be like, it's hard to bring, maybe to come through this. It will find another way. The devil works it through weaknesses. Are we together? And he uses weaknesses. Are we together? So I think it is possible for something to express itself. Are we together? For example, Abraham was blessed with sheep and camels and all that. Are we together? Because we carry the same blessings, doesn't mean we have to have camels. Doesn't mean we have to buy camels and buy. Right now, you buy what is here. Like, for example, you buy a car.
So it changes with time.
It changes with time.
Yeah, because of what has become. The needs have changed.
The needs have changed.
Yeah, because right now camel sasa naweza ati nimeitwa job kasa hii nikikuja hapa nimekam na ngamia.
But there are people who still use this camel, like in North Africa and Arab countries.
Yeah, but
not in Kenya.
The nini ya ngamia ilikuwa camels and whatever. Ilikuwa ni the meaning was, the blessing was prosperity.
Yes.
So si ati ni
kangamia
ati ni ngamia.
You don't really receive like a the prosperity is spiritual, right? It is, as you have said, unlimited favor. So if you invest in camels, you have camels.
Yeah.
Like they'll multiply. If you invest in sheep, you are not limited. You can invest in anything.
Yeah. Ni kama sahi tu useme, like if God was to write Deuteronomy again, Deuteronomy 28 yenye inaongea kuhusu blessings and curses. Do you think most of the times akiongea kuhusu your basket sijui and your trough, hizo ingekuwa sasa ni ukienda sijui ile biz yenye unafanya ingekuwa ni different. It would have phrased it differently because of the times and the culture of the people that are in right now. So be a God akikubless, the blessing is to make you prosper. You see, the words that he speaks, it will make you, whatever you do unakuta ina prosper.
You prosper, yeah.
Ama kama ni curse, unaenda ile kitu umepata na ile alikubless now, because the blessings of God also and the gifts, they are without repentance. He does not take back, because he's not limited. You know, he cannot ati bless you ati amekubless ati nandaye so aseme digamu negera gari. No, he will give you, but you will suffer in some other way. Yeah, because he is not short of blessings.
Yeah. And also you find that you're struggling in that same thing that you are given. You're not as excellent as you used to be. Yeah.
Now, nice. Well exhausted. Now the next question. Do you think that those blessings and curses can fall on someone who is not even part of the family?
Part of the family. Lineage. For example, maybe a child you've adopted or something.
Example, or your spouse. Such people.
Okay. When it comes to spouse, the Bible says the two shall become one. So, kama wewe una marry mse ako cast, the moment you have sex with that person, their cast becomes your curse.
But even not even marriage only. As long as you have sex.
As long as you have sex,
you are one with them.
But I think we are told that
you partake in their curse.
We don't carry people's burdens.
Who said so?
Don't you think it's too much?
Nani
because look, before then,
yes,
before then, Shiro, I want you to know that when Jesus said the son will not carry the burden of the father, he looked forward and saw the Christ who would free the son, prophetic, even though the father would not accept him. Are we together? But before Christ, it was very hard. Are we together? To free yourself from something your father is in. Are we together? So before Christ, people carried those burdens. They had to carry. Are we together? Are we together? And so, but when Christ came, I can accept Christ, and my mother has not accepted Christ. Are we together? Even no matter how much I want to help her, if she does not want the help of Christ, she will continue to carry her burdens, but God will exempt me from such. That's why you find that most of the people in some families, when they know Christ, mpaka Mungu anaondoa huko, you find that this guy is prospering akiwa peke yake, lakini kwa nyumbani
kuna ngori.
Same problems, the people are still struggling with the same problems. Because at some point you have to make what do we say, especially when it comes to brothers and parents, it is very hard to break, to break a curse for another person. I mean, you can make it easy, and you can, make it, you can provide access to a way out. But it's very hard in a family to break a curse for someone who really who is not interested in breaking a curse. But your children, are you together? You can do something about your children. Are you together? You can save your children because they are your blood. Like DNA is very close. You see?
Because you're starting your own generation.
You're starting your own generation. It's like Abraham. Abraham came from people who used to worship the idols, the moon and all that. Are you together? Terah, the father. Right? But now look at him. He's a blessing. He has become a blessing. Look at Israel.
From his generation.
Yeah, look at Israel. Israel right now is a very powerful nation. No one touches Israel. Even though you try to touch them, you will try, but it's very powerful. And he has gained favor even from the biggest, like every nation which wants to be a superpower, it really has to kind of support Israel somehow. You see? So blessings, I think once if you're not a part of that bloodline, the only way you can be a part of that blessing, curse, is if you connect yourself. Are you together? And sex is one of the ways that people are being ruined, because you are connected to every person you slept with. And that's why you find many people confused, because they are carrying curses of 1,000 people. Are you together? One of the things that happen when someone engages in sexual immorality is confusion. No matter how rich they are, they don't know, they cannot manage their money, they are confused, really. No one is sexually immoral who is really have a perfect, who has a really ordered life, really, because that person connects himself with different curses. Are we together? And they are all applying at once. That's why if you're born again and you have slept with people in the past before you became born again, go to your bishop, go to your pastor, let them open up to them, let them pray for you and break those ties and those covenants. Are we together? Yeah. Nice. Why is the producer looking at me? I pray for you. I pray for you guys. I pray for you guys. Please go to your bishop or your pastor.
Together with the viewers.
Together with the viewers. If you got born again and you really, you are serious about it, go to church or find me. I know we will put my number there, and we can pray, and those ties can break, because you might not be cursed. Maybe your family might be really blessed. But when you go and engage in sexual activity out there, you are making yourself vulnerable to those curses. Right?
Yeah, sure.
Now, nice one. The next question. The backbone of curses and blessings also is knowing the cause.
Yeah.
So now, what is your say about the cause? How to figure out the cause of something?
The cause.
Do you think if you figure it out, you will stop it for the next coming generations, or you will at least minimize? What do you think?
I think a Christian, for every Christian, we must understand that knowledge is everything. If you have a knowledge of something, then that problem is half solved. That's why when you discover something, that's why we read the Bible. That knowledge itself sets us free. So you have to know what exactly was done. Are you together? What exactly was done? Are you together? You have to really invest your time in getting to know, what did your grandfather do? Are you together? What did your grandfather do? And there are people who know him. Even go to an extent, go sit down with an old man in your village. Mnunulie chai. These elderly people are really important. Really. Even concerning Izi Mashamba. You see, people are really suffering because of land. People are just selling land, and then after some time unasikia mtu amekufa, mtu ako na magonjwa na nini. Before you buy that land, before you even sell that land, go and sit down and get to know what did this person who owned this land say. Are we together? Because these people were really bitter. Because of the process they used to get the land, they were really bitter, and they were like, no one will take this land from me. So this shamba should not be sold. Are we together? So personally, I feel that once something is discovered, it's like when you go to the hospital. If a doctor knows your sickness, then at least that is the beginning of your salvation. Because now he knows what to give you. Once you know what was really done, the curse is still controlling you, right? So you have to go someone who is outside the curse. That's why you have to go to your bishop that's why bishops and pastors are very important people. Go to him, and then it's very important before God, carry an offering, right? Carry an offering. Are we together? It's very important when you're going to be prayed for, carry an offering. It's what people used to do. Even Abraham, even all these people, it was a custom. Are we together? To carry an offering before, when you are going to the house of the Lord. Carry an offering, go before God, say, I want you, I realize my father killed his friend over land. So please pray for me. Ask God to forgive me and break the curse that came from that. Yeah.
Kevin, any opinion?
I think that's comprehensive. Yeah, people should sort for knowledge. Mtu asikue tu pale ignorant because you think that you are not your dad. Unajua this new age of young people tunafikiria we are different, stuff like that. Utagongo na life, acha nikuambie, because there is a funny saying yenye nakuanga that people say that we are all different. We are different in the same way. So meaning we are not different. Sijui kama umeshika hiyo. We are all different but we are all the same. That is it. Unafikiria uko different but process yote ya life inakuanga the same. Yeah. So every kama kuna kitu haija breakiwa, lazima ibreakiwe, na hiyo ni principle ya life. Life inakuanga in principles, na as much as you want to think that science came to change stuff, it still hasn't changed the spiritual realm. And maybe sometimes young people tunatafuta majob, unasoma na upati job. It's because there are things that you're supposed to do and you're still not yet done them.
Yeah.
And for you to be exempted to do those things, kumwaga damu nini tu kama hizo, you don't really have to. You just need to be connected to Christ, and Christ will take you away from all those things.
Yeah.
So, no jugiriogo.
Now, my conclusion.
Oh yes.
I will say, in regards to marriage, you become, I've learned, to become one.
Yeah.
So always know it is very important to involve prayer in your life, prayer in making any decision.
Yeah.
Remember, it is only prayer that you can send to your future, nothing else.
Yeah.
So pray for your spouse, pray for the generation, where he comes from, his background, everything. Pray about it to avoid you becoming one of them and carrying the curses, you know. But if it is blessings, pray again for more and more. So that's all for the show today.
I can add something. Just before, when you are in a relationship, it's good to discuss. Visit your spouse's home and get to know. Try to look out for those patterns. Are we together? You cannot don't leave her for it. Because of that, if it is detected earlier, you can really solve such things. Are we together? Talk about the patterns in your family. Pray together, fast together. That will help you a lot. Yeah. God bless you.
So thank you again for tuning in at Let's Talk with SHII. We are glad that you have listened till the end of the show, Again, don't forget, if you have any question, just inbox me at Shiro Kathoga in any platform, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, kila mahali, I am there. I'm almost even joining with TV for the Chinese. Anyway, I'm joking. So thank you, and thank you again so much. Let's meet next time.
Yes, God bless you.
Friday at 2 p.m.
God bless you.